Good evening, and welcome to Westlake High School Performing Arts inaugural Veterans Day celebration. My name is Amy Morey, and I am the Performing Arts Department Chair, theater teacher, and proud military mom. We would like to welcome City Council Member Chris Karn and Westlake High School Administrator Jen Bitton. We would like to give special thank you to Major Nate Siemens for joining us tonight, and to Sergeant First Class Kelton Hansen for organizing our color guard. Today, we celebrate our veterans and our active military members. Whether you are family, friends, neighbors, coworkers, or members of our community's workforce, your impact in our lives is felt daily. Tonight, we honor those that have served, are serving, and remember those who have paid the ultimate price. Thank you for your service, and thank you for your sacrifice. Please rise for the national anthem and the posting of the colors by the Utah National Guard 19th Special Forces. Thank you. You may be seated. Thank you for joining us tonight. Please enjoy the celebration. I will now turn the time over to two Westlake High School students, Trinity Empey and Eli Boyden.
This is a poem called Veterans Day by Cheryl Dyson. On Veterans Day, we honor all who answered to a service call. Soldiers young and soldiers old fought for freedom, brave and bold. Some have lived while others died, and all of them deserve our pride. We're proud of all the soldiers who kept thinking of the red, white, and blue. They fought for us and all our rights. They fought through many days and nights. And though we may not know each name, we thank all veterans just the same.
This is Dear Veterans. The author is unknown. Dear veterans, those of us who have not served will never fully understand the sacrifice you've made, both in times of peace and of war. We will never fully understand what you were required to do or how you were able to do it. We will never fully understand the depths of your scars, but what we can offer you is this. We see you. We recognize your humanity, and we send you love that is gentle, patient, and healing. With blessings and gratitude, we ask that you remember that you are loved. Thank you. This is I Am a Veteran by Andrea Christian Brett. You may not know me the first time we meet. I'm just another you see on the street. But I am the reason you walk and breathe free. I am the reason for your liberty.
I am a veteran. I work in the local factory all day. I own the restaurant just down the way. I sell your insurance. I start your IV. I've got the best looking grandkids you'll ever see.
I'm your grocer, your banker, your child's school teacher. I'm your plumber, your barber, your family's preacher. But there's part of me you don't know very well. Just listen a moment. I have a story to tell.
I am a veteran. I joined the service while still in my teens. I traded my prom dress for camouflage greens. I'm the first in my family to do something like this. I followed my father like he followed his.
Defying my fears and hiding my doubt, I married my sweetheart before I shipped out. I missed Christmas, then Easter, the birth of my son, but I knew I was doing what had to be done.
I served on the battlefront, I served on the base, I bound up the wounded and begged for God's grace. I gave orders to fire, I followed commands, I marched into conflict in far distant lands.
In the jungle, the desert, on mountains and shores, in bunkers, in tents, on dank earthen floors, while I followed on ground, in the air, on the sea, my family and friends were home praying for me.
For the land of the free and the home of the brave, I faced my demons in foxholes and caves. Then one dreaded day, without drummer or fife, I lost my arm, my buddy lost his life.
I came home and moved on, but forever was changed. The perils of war in my memory remained. I don't really say much, I don't feel like I can, but I left home a child and came home a man.
There are thousands like me, thousands more who are gone, but their legacy lives as time marches on. White crosses in rows and names carved in queue reminds us of what these brave souls had to do.
I'm part of a fellowship, a strong, mighty band of each man and each woman who has served this grand land. And when Old Glory waves, I stand proud, I stand tall. I helped keep her flying over you, over all.
Thank you so much. I'm honored to be here and to be able to speak with you. When Mr. Brady, who's a great friend, reached out to me and asked if I could speak, I was a little bit taken aback, but I said, "How long do you need me to take?" And he said, "About 10 to 15 minutes. I promise you I won't take 10 to 15 minutes. It will be shorter than that." So with that, my name is Nate Siemens, and I've served in the military for 20 years. I'm currently an Army reservist. My unit is at Fort Douglas in Salt Lake City. But over the course of my 20 years, I've been able to serve with some terrific, terrific people. And the U.S. Armed Services are more than just a collection of soldiers, sailors, and airmen, Marines. The men and women who make up the U.S. Armed Forces, in my case, the U.S. Army, are among the finest people I've ever met. Can you imagine any other institution where a group of people who are very different culturally, politically, can come together, form a team, and vow to give their own lives for each other? It's the very definition of citizenship. Can you think of any other institution outside of the U.S. military where these are the conditions? I can't. I can't think of any other institution. I'm always a little bit embarrassed when Veterans Day comes around at the level of support that I get from people wishing me happy Veterans Day. But Veterans Day is special to me not because I've served, but because it reminds me of those that I've served with. They're some of the greatest people that I know. People with character and lived the values of loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. In my 20 years of military experience, I think I've experienced every emotion that I can think of while serving 2-year-long tours to Iraq and Kuwait, respectively. I've had some great experiences, and I've had some that I'd rather forget. However, I believe in retelling some of these experiences may benefit some others, and so I might get a little personal, and maybe I'll share a war story or two. In the military, I've learned that you can find positivity even during the most stressful times. In 2006, I was a young first lieutenant serving in the city of Mosul, Iraq. And this was a time where rocket fire, improvised explosive devices, and incoming mortar rounds were common. Nearly every week we would experience some kind of attack on our base, not to mention the fighting that was happening off of the base. On that base, one of the only luxuries that a soldier could find was a weekly haircut. And believe it or not, in 2006, I did have some hairs to cut. But that was one of the only luxuries that we had. During that time, I had to get a haircut, and during one of these haircuts, right in the middle of one such haircut, it seemed like it started to rain mortar rounds all around us. It was very dangerous. The mortar fire seemed so close that I didn't know for sure what would happen next. But I jumped up from the barber chair, I grabbed my M16, and ran to the nearest bunker, apron draping behind me like Superman. Once I got to the bunker, some of my buddies started laughing at my half haircut with shaving cream still applied and my barber apron that I still proudly wore. Well, when that happens on a base, for usually 2 or 3 days, we're kind of locked down and nothing is open, and we have to basically be on high alert. So for the next 2 days, when everything was closed, including the barber, I walked around with my body armor, my M16, and half of my haircut. Luckily, we didn't lose anyone in that night from that attack. However, I learned that we can do hard things and find joy and positivity even among the most difficult circumstances. And the people that I served with helped me see that. Our job in Iraq was to do convoy security for supply trucks that were supplying the war effort. And these convoys were all done in the middle of the night over hundreds of miles in hostile Iraqi territory. Preparing for each of these missions always took an emotional toll. I found that many of my battle buddies had sort of a ritual that they would do prior to each one of these missions. One of our soldiers would listen to his rap music as loudly as he could to pump himself up and to get ready. Some of them would meditate or pray. One of our soldiers would sing Amazing Grace directly before getting in the vehicle. These pre-mission rituals were special to me, and I got to see the people all come together for a common goal. All these people from all over the country, different lifestyles, we were all together for one goal. And this is character. This is citizenship. And I really believe that the Veterans Day is not a special day for me. Yeah, I mean, it is a special day for me, but it's not because of me. It's because of so many people that I've served with, and that's what makes it special to me. Our nation and our national emblem is the bald eagle. If you think about the bald eagle being a symbol of strength, courage, freedom, immortality for generations. And unlike other eagles, the bald eagle was indigenous to only North America. So that's why it's one of our emblems, or it is our national emblem. The eagle appears on many symbols in America, including the Great Seal of our country and the Presidential Seal of America. We're going to, the band is going to come on in a few minutes and play the March national emblem. And this piece was written, this is Edwin Eugene Bailey's most famous piece. It was written in 1902. And when he was writing this piece, Bailey was so frustrated with the piece of music that he was writing that he threw away the manuscript into the trash can. His family members secretly retrieved the manuscript and on one of their tours surprised him with a surprise performance in a concert of this piece that he thought was gone forever. But the piece went on to become his most famous composition. And the trio section of National Emblem is used today for military ceremonies and announcing the arrival and the departure of the official party. So this piece of music, National Emblem, is something that brings together, for me, both of my favorite things to do, and that is to serve in the military and to be a band director. So we're going to bring on the Westlake High School Band here in just a second, and Mr. Brady asked if I would conduct National Emblem. So thank you for coming tonight. Thank you so much.
This is Because of You by 13-year-old Brione Perrotta. Because of you, I am able to live a free life, and you live every day ready to pay the ultimate price. Because of you, our country still stands. When you are away, remember you are in God's hands.
Every day, I always give the utmost admiration to those who are fighting to defend our nation. Many people have taken for granted that our freedom will always be free. Except we tend to forget those who have kept the right for you and also for me. You sacrificed so much just so we can all be free. And your battle scars were suffered for you and for me.
For future generations, your legacy you gave. In this land of the free, the home of the brave, you probably don't know his story. You will most likely never speak his name. You won't see him in your dreams tonight, but you owe him just the same.
He never admits to being a hero. That's not what heroes do. Instead of showing off to others, he fights for the red, white, and blue.
Every moment he misses his family. Every day brings home another fight. But it's just a small price to pay to let his family sleep at night.
There is something in you, soldier, that makes you stand apart. There is strength in you, soldier, that beats right from your heart. The winds of yesterday have finally passed. The time to leave this foreign land has come at last. Coming out of the ash and the smolder, come home, a genuine United States American soldier.
This is What is a Veteran by Anonymous. A veteran is a person who fell in love with their country for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health. A veteran is a person who is willing to lay down their life for the Statue of Liberty so that her poor, her huddled masses, her homeless, her tempest-tossed may breathe free and may enjoy life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. A veteran is a person who does what he/she must in spite of personal consequences, in spite of obstacles and dangers and pressures, for that is the basis of all human morality. A veteran is one who gets a lump in the throat when he or she sees our beloved flag, one who will fight to protect our beautiful flag from those who dare dishonor it. A veteran is one who pays their taxes willingly, serves their country honorably, and cherishes their freedom passionately. A veteran is one well-deserving of our appreciation, our love, and our prayers 365 days a year. And I also, just real quick, want to thank my dad, who's here tonight, who is a veteran, because he's a lot of the reasons why I'm here. He's the reason I could tie the tie I'm wearing, and he's the reason that I could shave the face that I actually ended up shaving this morning. So, but I'm really grateful for him, and I'm grateful he's here. I don't want to make it sound like he's not supportive. He is. He goes to all my stuff. I love him. I'm happy he's here, and he's happy he didn't have to work today.
This is Because of the Brave by Ron Tranmer. America, the beautiful, home of the brave and free, a land that God our Father has given you and me. He knows that in our world, freedom always has its price and can easily be lost without fight and sacrifice. So with a love of country, our bravest give their all, many even life itself. We're grateful to them all, our Army, Navy, National Guard, Air Force, and Marines, present and past, all have made our bell of freedom ring. This is to honor the veterans. With bravery and strength they serve. With dignity and pride they stand. With courage and hope they fight. The life is dangerous. The life they live is dangerous, treacherous, rough, and hard-going. But when the fog clears, they are the ones who still stand. Our final number of the evening will be our tribute to the armed forces. We would like to invite all those who have served or are serving to stand and be recognized for your service during your branch's anthem. Before we begin, we would like to acknowledge that military families serve on the home front. If you are a spouse, parent, sibling, or child of a veteran or an active military member, we would like to invite you to stand at this time and be recognized for your service and sacrifice. Can we have the house lights, please? Army.
First to fight for the right and to build a nation's might, and the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the army goes rolling along. Then it's high, high, hey, the army's on its way. Count off the cadence loud and strong. 2, 3,
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We'd like to invite you out into our lobby to enjoy some refreshments. Thanks again to those who have served and are currently serving. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you.